Before we get started, I just want to let y'all know that we have a new membership feature available for people that want to drop a few dollars on us to support us for the month. You have early access to videos, full access to behind the scenes interviews, and also a couple other perks like loyalty badges and custom emojis that you could use in live chats and in the comments. So this is just a new way for us to interact with the following, interact with our audience, and give y'all some content that's outside of our regularly scheduled programming.
You know, and when the time came, the early days of No Limit, he strategized. If Puffy was coming out with an album, say Puffy was coming out with an album Monday, he coming out with an album Monday, then next week C Murder coming out, then the week behind that, I come out. It's 3 against 1. You can't breathe.
They don't think about the California Pete.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? California Pete is the workhorse. You feel me? The one that was setting up the formula, you know, just getting y'all the order. And people don't even really realize the type of work he was having y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was actually training y'all, molding y'all to be artists and be business people as well.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me, he wasn't the type like, okay, watch me. You know what I'm saying? He would turn around and say, the reason why I'm doing this because, you know, we're going to be able to sell here. Wherever Tupac's selling at, you know, I want my music there because that's street shit. We doing street shit. He really understood the demographics of music. See, a lot of people, dudes just sometimes, and even today, they don't think where when they do certain songs, it's not a, don't feel bad if you got a similar sound or something like his. Find out where he's selling the most at and make sure your music is there. Get on the internet and deal with people in that city. So back then when you didn't have the internet, P would find out like from Priority, like, oh man, send me SoundScan on Pop record that he just put out, or Skullface record he just put out, you know, a cube where he's selling at. And then he'll find out, and then we'll go to that city. And we wanted them to see us in that city. So we find a project, we find a works hood in that city, and we going up out there and we selling CDs and we getting a show, and the show might not be making much money, but he was like, here, put this in your pocket, send that home to your people, you know, and we keep moving. And he knew where everyone was selling at, and he would go where he thought is selling at. Okay, he's selling a lot in New Mexico, we going to New Mexico. Selling in Colorado, we going to Cincinnati. They say Chicago real as fuck. We in Chicago on the west side of George's Music Room, you know, right by Cabrini Green and every, you know, we out there. And a while, when you hear my music, I always shout out Chicago, my GDs, my Vice Laws, you know what I'm saying, the Wild 100s. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Senator, Representative State, Cam Buckner, man, out of Chicago. Real man, real G out the hundreds. But, you know, we went where we knew other dudes that was selling street. And so that was his hustle in Cali. I mean, and he outworked a lot of people in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Out in the Bay. I mean, it's, you know, with the E40s, he learned from them. He watched them. He had the respect for him, you know what I mean? And that P that was in LA, he didn't sleep. You know, we was constantly working. He was constantly trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, where else we could sell records at, and then putting that when he put West Coast Bad Boys together, and the people he had on there, the C-Bos, the E40s, you know, all these people, you know, rapping Fortes that was big, that had hits. You know, and then we start putting the Downside Hustlers and the 8-Balls and MJGs, and his thing was, I'm gonna pay you. Right. You know what I'm saying? He had that New Orleans attitude, like, I don't want a nigga to ever say I owe him nothing. So, you know, he was paying people, you know, and that was some things rappers did, you know, like, man, this motherfucker come and pay me, you know, this amount of money and that, like, for the song. And nobody really understood what he was doing. He was getting people from, now think about it, you getting dudes from Chicago that give you Chicago. You getting in 8 Ball and MJG, that give you Tennessee. That give you, I mean, even though they sold other places, but that you get Texas, you get Pimp C in them. That's all the way across. You know what I mean? You getting people from New Orleans that's giving you Louisiana. You getting the Dayton family who was so big, that's giving you all of Ohio, Detroit, and Michigan, and everywhere. You know, and he was just setting it up. So when Down South Hustlers came out, all them dudes was so happy to be on it. They pushed it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and so, you know, that gave us footholds, you know, where New Orleans didn't know nothing about us. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, and it was like New Orleans had no idea how big we was and what we was doing.
Right.
You know. And so it was just, we just worked. We worked, and his motto was, because I'll never forget, one day I'm watching Puffy, and I remember Nas and Puffy had the song, and they in the white furs with the white tiger in the cage.
Right.
Like, man, they doing it, man. It's $1 million video. Man, they probably, and then they showed them partying or whatever, and he was like, y'all excited about that and whatever with Nas. I said, man, they doing it, man. And he was like, I'm gonna teach you something, you got a choice. And he was always like this. He said, tell you what. He said, one, while they partying, we gonna outwork them. You know what I'm saying? We gonna work while they partying, and I guarantee we gonna pass them up. You know, and so it was like, damn, I'm like, I don't get it. And he was like, think about this. He said, you got a choice. You can be the dude that get paid 30 grand to come in a show and make 30 grand. It sound good. I'm like, hell yeah. To perform 30 grand? Yeah. And he was like, but number one, he said, you act like you ain't never had that type of money. I said, but not legally like that. And he was like, 30 grand, that's cool. And I said, yeah. He was like, oh, you rather be the dude that owned the club that paid somebody 30 grand but make 300,000 off him, and you control whether he make money or not. And I was like, damn, you know, and that you know, and he was basically saying, let them party, let them do what they gotta do. We're gonna pass them up, be more than artists. You know, and when the time came, the early days in No Limit, he strategized. If Puffy was coming out with an album, say Puffy was coming out with an album Monday, he coming out with an album Monday, then next week C Murder coming out, then the week behind that, I come out. It's 3 against 1. You can't breathe. We surround.
You drawing them out.
You can't sell records.
And that's what I was wanted to highlight too. Today it's normal to do that type of thing. Mm-hmm. You feel me? But P was one of the first people to, you know, just hit him with. See, they do it on ego. He did it on strategizing. 3 against 1. No, we're homies. You know, okay, him and P, okay, what if Puffy sold more than him that week? And the way the music business was back then, say you did 100,000. If you did the next week under 50,000, you failed. You always wanted to do at least half of what you did and more the next week. You know, and that was the way the music industry standards was. So if Puffy did 100 and P did 80,000, even though they did way more than that, just giving you an example. If Puffy did 100 and P did 75, okay, everybody, man, Puffy did more than him. And then you go
next week, C Murder gonna come out and do 75.
Yeah.
P gonna still do another 35, 40. Puffy ain't gonna do 50. Now you gonna do 25. And then the next week, then I come and I might do 50, right? Yeah. So Puffy doing 10. Guess what we just did in 3 weeks? And it's no disrespect to Puffy. We just, I'm using as an example of how he thought.
Yeah, it ain't correct, exactly, because it's an army.
You gone.
Dang.
So, and he knew he would find out all it, whether it's Jay, whether it's Puff, whether it's not, he knew all their dates when they would come out. You know, and these are things in the early days that I was watching and learning. You know, like with Source magazine, they used to charge a page. The open page was 12 grand, 6 grand for each page, right? So yeah, promote. Oh yeah, Benzino, who y'all laugh at, Benzino was the owner of the Source magazine. Benzino was getting money and was a hot artist. For all y'all that laugh at Poe Benzino of Love and Hip Hop, Zeno was a gangster and Zeno had the Source. And imagine if you got 100 pages in the Source and they got 80 advertisements at 6,000 a pop. That means he was making over 500,000 probably a month, easy. So what P would do, instead of, he'll pay the 12,000, but he'll pay, instead of 3 months worth, which would be 36, he'll get a deal. Okay, they give him 25, for 25,000 for 3 months. Open pages, right? he would promote one big album, his, you know, on one page, and then 4 other albums on there. So think about what he did. If he would have did that, that would have been $12,000 for each album to cover. He promoted 5 albums within the 12,000 slot. You feel what I'm saying? And I mean, and even with the box, these things he taught us just the early days, you know, with the box, that was the thing back then. He would take in each city and pay your phone bill, get your extra $100, pay this one phone bill in this city, and you just order all day About It. So in every city, About It is being played every day. And then you look around your city and you see About It shirts that he gave away to homeless people. Everybody gave him a few dollars, then the homeless person will wear that same shirt. So when you pull up to a light, now imagine the mindset. You pulling up, you just watch About It about 20 times on the box. You can't help it because it's been paid for. Then you leave out and it's on the radio. Then you pull up and you see somebody with About It on your mind. Now you caught up in that song is in your mind. Yeah. And you gonna sooner or later, it's gonna get you. If you didn't like it, you're gonna like it. And that's the type of genius he was. And he taught us that, you know, he would teach us and even give us responsibilities in the older days, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's how it was in the early days. It was work. It was learning, it was watching the master at what he do. Because people don't know his name, and Master P, like Master P, you know, really mean I master what you do and do it better. You know what I'm saying? Percy do it better than you. And that's who, you know, that's who he was. He was a hustler, man. He took that New Orleans, he took the dope game and put it into the rap game. And some people say, how you say they made the legalized this over his legalized dope game. You might over here might feel you gonna make no money, but you won't. Because you're gonna get maybe 20 people come and get that, you know what I'm saying, that point, that quarter. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get 40 people come and get it. You feel what I'm saying? I might be selling it less from you, but my numbers quantity and quality gonna bring it. So that's why you saw our CDs, he'll put 22 songs on it. He giving you more, and then we trying stuff, and nobody never knew what that meant. You know, he was like, his thing was you could do whatever you want on your album. But you gotta give me, I want a Miss Miami song, I want a female song, a good one, and then I want a Shake That Ass female song from you. I want a banging song from my gang bangers, and I want a weed song. And you could do whatever else after that. Like, you know, you could do 17 other songs however you want, as long as you turn them in 2 weeks. You had 2 weeks to turn 22 songs in. Lord. And once you did that, and what it made you do is you made a song for every region. Exactly. So if I didn't sell in New Orleans, I'm selling Detroit, I'm selling Chicago, I got a Cali song, I got an East Coast song, and so it gave you more chances to win. So everything, yeah, that formula to his madness, but he taught us as we went along, so we knew what he was doing. Exactly, exactly. So that's how it was, man, working and learning.